Hello and welcome to Guitars for Bars. I'm your host James. It's finally time to put the LTD V50 together. So here we go. We're going to put the neck on the body. And if you remember, I modified the neck plate a little bit with a small hole for the strap button. So it's got a bigger hole in it now because I'm going to use strap locks. I have an LTD V50 and it has built-in strap locks on it, so I'm going to use strap locks on this so I can use the same straps. Now, that's going to fit right down in that hole. It doesn't go all the way through the hole, but it goes through enough for this to work. I've got the neck on it, so at least it looks like a guitar again. And I've got the strap buttons on. I had to drill out the holes in the body a little bigger so that the screw would actually slide through the body in order to draw the neck up to it, so I get a good snug fit right there. And there's the strap button in the recessed hole on the neck plate. Once again, my ever-present helper is here helping. These are sliding in nicely. The paint that's around the lip of the hole is holding them a little snug, so I'm using a dowel rod and putting it on there and tapping that in with my hammer. The ones in front are a little trickier. I'm having to hold it with these needle nose pliers and hold it in the hole while I get it going. If you watched the teardown video, well, you'll know that I took the tuners that were on this guitar and put them straight in the trash because they are absolute crap. So I've got some mystery tuners here. I don't know if I bought them or if they came off a guitar, but they are brand new. They still got the plastic protective stuff on the back of them. They are Jin Ho, made in Korea. That's what it says on that little stamp there. That's really small and you can't read it. I had to use a magnifying glass, but these are what I'm going to use. They've got small tuning pegs. I don't know what you want to call that. I forget what you call it. Knobs. The knobs are small and lightweight. And this guitar had a neck dive problem, so these should be perfect for it. So I've got the Bill Lawrence XL500 pickups going in this, the bridge one and the neck one. For some reason, I don't have a sticker on the back, but you can still read the Bill Lawrence on there. Now, the thing I don't like about these is the way they attach. They have a regular pointed screw that screws into the hole in the plastic instead of having a metal plate and a threaded screw, or the metal plate threaded. You just screw that into the plastic. And you know how plastic is. Plastic likes to break. So if that breaks, well, you're just kind of screwed, aren't you? All right, I got the tuners on, and I've got the XL500s in position. I've got to put strings on now, because if you saw the teardown video or any of the other videos about this one, you'll know that the pickups weren't lined up with the strings. So I'm going to put strings on it and then center the pickups under the strings. Now I know there's no pull pieces on these, so that really don't matter, but if I ever want to switch these out and put regular pole pieces, pickups that's got the screws or pole pieces, then I want to make sure that they line up. So I'm going to put the strings on, center those, and then we'll worry about the electronics last. I've got the pickups centered under the strings where I want them and screwed in place. And if you saw the earlier videos of this, you'll know that this stuff didn't line up. You can see right there how the strings aren't centered on the neck. The pickups weren't centered under the strings or with the neck. The bridge is a little off, obviously, otherwise the strings would be okay. I used wider pickup rings on this than the originals because I had to widen the cavity to get the pickups to slide over where they needed to be, and because of that I ended up with a gap right there because of how wonky they had all that routed out. So I'm just going to live with that because this is just a guitar that's going to be used in dive bars and open mics and bars that don't have a stage. So I'm not worried about this one getting damaged, beat up, broken, or anything. It's just going to be a workhorse, but it's going to sound good with those XL 500s in it. Oh yeah, one other thing. If you remember from the other videos, the action was way high because of the way the stupid thing's made. But I slanted the neck pocket, and I carved a little recess out underneath the bridge, which turns out I didn't need, because with the neck pocket the way it is and the bridge all the way down, right now the strings are actually sitting right on the frets, which they wouldn't do before. There was no way to get the strings down that far before. They only came down so far, and that was it. So now I've got room to work to get this thing set up so it plays good. Okay, I just got to show you this mess. I got everything put back. I didn't disconnect anything except the pickups. So the Bill Lawrence pickups have really long leads, which is great because if you want to change them and put them in a different guitar, you can just cut them off and start over. But the switch, the Bill Lawrence has a really heavy shield and a black wire that have to get soldered together, and then a green and white one that get soldered together when you're using it like I am, just as a standard humbucker, and then taped off. And so the way this switch was, it had two ground wires that were the shields going into the ground part of the switch, and then I had the shield and the black wire from these two pickups, which also had to go in there. So you had there's three shields and two wires trying to go through that little hole. So what I did was I soldered all of the shields and the two black wires together, and then took another wire and wrapped it around it and soldered it. So all the grounds are soldered together there, and then the one wire goes to the switch. So I have a nice clean connection to the switch, not a big old mess. So I just made a little jumper cable to go from all the ground wires to the switch, and that makes it a lot easier. And then the red wire, well, there's the hot wires, there's hardly anything to those, so they were easy. But that ground wire thing, I've been fighting with that for years, trying to figure out the best way to do it, and that seems to be it. Just put a lead on your ground on your switch and then attach the lead over here to all the other wires. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay, everything works, so I'm going to be putting it all back together. Okay, here it is. We have the rhythm pickup and the lead. And with my Dunlop Fab metal pedal, both these pickups are really quacky and kind of a lot of trouble even in the neck position. The way the neck pickup sounds. The bridge is kind of tinny. Alright, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you pretty soon. We're going to put the Ibanez Iceman 200 back together. Thanks very much.